lot of those guys have been around here for a long time, and you know, we expect them to play at a high level. They're veterans. They've been around the block. They know what it takes. And I was really pleased with the front guys' attitude yesterday. So I think each day as we get closer to this game, I'll be anxious to see how that leadership rises up.
When you're evaluating this offensive line and the limited rushing success in a number of games, how much do you have to take into account the fact that there's not the downfield threats in the passing game that y'all had last year?
Well, anytime you know, obviously last year we had elite speed, you know, not only at receiver but at back, you know, so both of those twofold, you know, think about it this way: if you're playing defense and you've got an elite track athlete running the ball, you know, if you do tighten it all up in there and it gets through that first level, it's gone, you know. So I think it's twofold. I think you know, people are going to take away your strengths, and when your strength is maybe your front guys, and you know, you early in the season showing that you were very capable of rushing the ball. You know, I think as you go, that's the defensive job each week. Is, hey, look, let's make them play left-handed, and we've had to be creative and find different ways to do things. But you know, that's where we're at. We got to go play. And the thing that I'm most consumed with is the guys that we know have played around here and played at a high level. Let's play at our highest level every week. What they're doing, who else we have, and all that, I don't really care about that. I worry about guys that we have preparing as best they can, and then playing with the best fundamentals, playing with the best decision making and anticipation as we can, and them playing at their best, you know. And we'll let the rest take care of itself. But when you turn the ball over, some games this year we've been great. You know, we played 5 games, I think, maybe 6 without a turnover. I think 5. But then at times we've had several. So those are the things that most concern me is when we go out and turn the ball over. And, if we're going to be any good, we should do that.
Jim Bro and Paul Johnson are saying it's okay to have some offensive tendencies because that means you have strengths and you do some things well. I guess there's other tendencies you don't have. Are there good and bad tendencies? Some you try to break, some you say are okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we do a good job. I think our guys do a good job keeping us informed, and you know, you try to make those right early in the game, you know, just to discourage that. You know, those are things, technical things that you're talking about, and maybe your tendencies that we know somebody might key on. We can break those early just to kind of discourage them from thinking they know a lot. But you know, we're going the main tendencies I like to have around here is that we got 3 or 4 great players and we're going to get them past the ball. You know, that's what I like for it to be. So we got work to do, and I'm excited about the challenge. And these kids are great to be around, and it's fun to come to work every day. So could be doing a lot worse things.
You made some changes last week regarding predictability on the offense.
Say that one more time.
Regarding predictability, there was a couple adjustments you made in the backfield with, I guess, the formations and whether you run or pass. And I don't know if it's something you'd be able to talk about.
I mean, you know, we try to do a couple things early every week that maybe break some tendencies that we have. You know, that's normal for most teams. Last week was no different. But we're going to continue to do that each and every week.
When you get into the meat of the game after your scripted plays that you saw each and you're calling plays, is there, I mean, is a conversation, or are you just calling a play and everybody else shuts up, or is there a discussion back and forth, or can you give me an idea of?
Well, I think
It depends on the situation.
Right. I think a lot of times, a lot of the planning's done prior to the game in terms of situational planning. And then within each down and distance, you may have a few choices on what you go with that. And that's where the discussion may be. But a lot of those decisions are made between series. I think because of the condensed amount of time that you have between plays, you pretty much fire as the down and the distance comes based on what you're getting. And once you get through that script and you're working, that's where sometimes the adjustments come. But most of the discussion's done between series. And maybe that time out quarter when you're not on that clock.
I'm just wondering, knowing how the head coach isn't afraid to talk.
Right.
I'm just wondering, you know, does that, I don't want to say get in the way, I'm not going on, but